Alright, so today we have a special video in mind, and I just wanted to introduce these two guys before they jumped in, but whatever. Here's Tim and here's Kevin. But yeah, today's topic is, well, Sausage Party just came out. A freaking crazy-ass adult-oriented kids movie. Is it the first R-rated freaking cartoon movie?
No, definitely not.
Oh, but is it the first R-rated, CGI movie? That's what it is.
Yes.
The first R-rated CGI movie.
Yes.
And yeah, the budget was what, $19 million, and it made how much?
$113.6 million.
Yeah. That is a box office smash, and pretty much this is starting to open doors, starting to freaking make people realize cartoons are not just for kids. This is a medium. God damn, what did Brad Bird say?
Well, just cut to Brad Bird right here, but he basically said that yeah, cartoons are, it's a way to tell a story. It's a medium. It's not a genre. It's like film or television.
Yeah, so animation shouldn't be just bunched in with, oh, this is a kids movie. It's just gonna be kids, colorful, animation. No, animation is not and should never be just kid related, because adults watch cartoons all the freaking time. Either movie, TV show, doesn't matter. And essentially, Sausage Party, I feel like, has opened a few doors. And, well, there's a lot of old decrepit doors that have been closed for a long time. Some freaking movies that have been developed in hell, and I would love to see them. And before we start going on the tangents and stuff, let's just focus on the first thing. Television. Where freaking adult-oriented freaking animation, freaking cartoons has been thriving a lot. I mean, freaking Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, most recently Rick and Morty. And, I'm not listening. Those are the most popular ones. I'm not going to leave out, like Ugly Americans.
Yeah, Futurama, China, Illinois. Yeah. I mean, there's too many.
I mean, yeah, Adult Swim is only adult cartoons. That's the entire channel.
But one of the main things, or one of the main freaking show, or not shows, one of our main freaking networks that gives the most cartoons like that is, of course, Comedy Central. Their golden egg is South Park.
Right. And South Park, has been around since the 90s. It's made more money than any movie makes. Franchises, video games.
Tons of awards.
The movie, which was nominated, some of the music was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And that right there just proves that animation is not just kid-friendly. I mean, if you take your kids to go watch movies like Sausage Party and South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, what the fuck? Don't. There's a reason why these things are rated R. Hard Rs.
But back to the popularity thing, I mean, just look at anime. Look at big anime movies, Akira, Ghost in a Shell, every anime TV show you can think of. These have been for adults and children for a long time. There's been no distinction. But for some reason in the United States, or...
It looks like, this is box office poison. Nobody would go watch this. Are you kidding me? The amount of people that went to go watch Sausage Party, I mean...
It proves it.
He works at a theater. I'm not going to say which one.
Yes, I work at a movie theater.
The amount of people...
The amount of people coming to Sausage Party is incredible. Unfortunately, 1 out of 4 guests, I would say, bring their children. And boy, as a disclaimer for you parents out there, please don't do that. It's not worth it. No, I mean, if about 20 minutes into this movie, if you haven't heard enough swearing or cursing, everything from the F word to this big C word. Yes, folks, the big C word.
Cunt.
Yeah, cunt. Let's just say it right now for you. I mean, this isn't something, you think, your kid's mature enough. Nah, I think even the 18-year-olds saw this movie and they were just like, what did I just watch?
Freaking high schoolers had their freaking mouth agape the whole damn time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Shit.
And even my thing here, too, is that even we've got this movie, it's animation, it's not for kids, and it's making a butt ton of money. $113.6 million it made. And it's not like this is a new thing. I mean, you can tie this right into Jim Henson movies. Labyrinth, Dark Crystal.
Give me an example of a movie that you loved back in the old days. Like what? Pee Wee Herman?
Right.
Big Adventure? Dumbo?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
You're going to tell me those don't have...
E.T., let's just name every single blockbuster.
Well, it's before we had to whitewash all these movies that, they have to be for kids now. Like, if Inside Out cannot stray past a certain line, otherwise it's not going to make money.
It's like, when you look at those old movies, like, oh yeah, they're all kid-friendly. Were they really? No, there was always adult themes in there, and they're just always been hidden. Yes, they were there mostly for the adults to go, this is actually going to be holy shit, they're really, expanding upon. Like, one thing, mainly for Sausage Party, they expand upon, like, political, they go really political, and they provide a lot of satire in, like, the real world.
Yeah, it just shows that animators need to sprinkle these movies in with little adult humor here and there, just because those are the people bringing their kids to the movies anyway.
Exactly.
And, I mean, I'll just build upon what Ray was just saying, sausage party, yeah, it's food. It is a sausage, a bun, a taco, a lavage, and a bagel. And man, they take you through the journey of life. From, subjects of racism, religion,
nationalism,
your own sexual choices. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on.
Sexism, yeah.
But, maybe we can tie in somehow, like Finding Dory. I'm sure there's some epic higher message in that movie.
All Pixar movies all have that shit.
No, and then to take it to the higher message, I think we can tie this into animators like Ralph Bakshi, who's been making political animated movies since the 80s, 70s. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing that people look at and go, oh, that didn't make a lot of money. That's bad.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this movie wasn't really, advertised to kids. Whose fault was that?
But they're fantastic.
Yeah, the companies. If a reviewer says this movie's fantastic, go watch it, but don't bring your kids. Well, I don't want to watch an animated movie. Why not? It's for kids.
No.
Again, as we were saying before, animation has very, very dark moments. Not everything's for kids. Everything is always there in front of you. Yes, it's fucking colors. Like, you just open your fucking eyes. It's not just a cartoon. It's a movie. Treat it as a movie, as a medium. As you were saying with Brad Bird, we were saying, yes, it's a medium.
And the problem is, too, they're only looking at, the failures instead of the successes. I mean, how successful is Fire and Ice or Heavy Metal? These are cult classic movies.
Yeah.
But they don't want to look at those. They want to look at the few failures.
Robert Rodriguez is actually going to remake Heavy Metal. I don't know if he's going to remake it. I think he's going to make new stories. But the point is, there is an audience for this. And there's, some directors out there who actually want to make it. And a perfect example of, not appeasing to what people want or like the consensus is comic book movies. Right now, they're all, the rage of the freaking biggest thing ever. And, freaking Captain America makes so much fucking money. And so is Batman, all this shit, even though it's like, I've already heard my shit about that. But regardless, they're all PG-13. And the things they're based off, these comic books, are not PG-13. Some of them get very, very gruesome. And again, I'm not going to say that because this is a bullshit statement. Deadpool is not the first R-rated comic book movie. It's not. But so far, it's starting to seem like it's the most successful. Because when this came out, or when that movie came out this year, it pretty much created a kind of a revolution in the sense that the industry started listening. Wasn't Wolverine going to get an R rating?
Yeah.
The next Wolverine is starting to, I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but it's going to probably get an R rating. And Batman vs. Superman got an unrated, R-rated, whatever, they didn't really add that much. But the point is, the industry's listening. And
these are examples of things that are supposed to be for kids that are making butt tons of money. They're highly successful. And they're R-rated. It's proving the industry's model wrong.
Exactly. And when, but this has been like the way it's always been. Bullshit. Things have always been changing. Back in the 90s, movies have been changing. 80s, 70s, 60s, it does not matter. The point is, this is a morphing medium, and sometimes you gotta listen to your audiences because that's what they want to watch. Yes, this movie makes a shit ton of money. That's what they want, right? Transformers makes a shit ton of money. And yet that is considered by many some of the worst movies ever made. But yes, and again, movie industry is a business. I get that. But there's still, you gotta throw some, some mulligans out there. You gotta throw some stuff out that people want to watch because that means, I'm gonna start going to the theater more because I trust them more. You're gonna throw them another Transformers. Hey, I'll watch it. Maybe they're getting their shit together. I'll start watching it. The point is, I get it. It's a business. But the more you start to put time and effort into these things, it starts to really shine. And a perfect example of this is animation. And they've been trying to make these movies for years. And let's just start talking about one of the main topics we're going to talk about.
The Goon.
The Goon.
The Goon!
Things to come.
A cartoon/comic book movie. That, if you know anything about the Goon, I'm going to put it up right here. If you've ever seen this guy, you probably have. It's one of the most gruesome, awesome, funniest freaking comic books out there now.
And people want to make it.
Yes. Perfect example is this.
There's a full trailer.
Do you see this trailer? This little animation I'm showing you right now? This is a full-fledged prototype trailer. That's Paul Giamatti. You can click out. I'm probably going to put a link here or probably in the description. You can click out and watch the trailer yourself. But it exists. People want to make it.
This has David Fincher behind it, of all people.
Yes. People want to make this because they see promise in it. Not because it's going to make a quick buck. No, because these are passion projects. There's things that people want to watch. I mean, holy crap.
any fan of this series, I mean, as soon as you see the scene come into picture, you're just like, yes, thank you. The gritty Goon, just that mug. It looks so beautiful in this new, and especially with the technology just getting better and better. I mean, even Sausage Party being such kind of a like lower budget animated project, it still looks great. And I mean, with the Goon, these guys are totally revving up the production value. And as as far as you can see with the trailer, I mean, they're gonna give it their all. So I don't know what they were thinking about 80 minutes of this.
Yeah,
as a Goon feature.
That is fine. 80 minutes is not too long. People have been fucking complaining that movies are way too long. And, you know, animation movies are nice and brisk. Not because of, like, oh, they want them, you know, pacing issues. It's because it takes fucking time and effort to make these movies. And honestly, I don't know what it is, but animation really, like, just processes in your mind a lot faster.
Something, yeah. Animated movies, they kind of pass by a lot quicker.
I would assume it's just like artists with color. Like,
Maybe.
No, yeah, it makes
it's
it
a whole
pop.
new
It
world.
attracts your attention. Yeah.
Same with the different filters of film and everything. I mean, what Matrix with the green filter.
Right.
All of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, yeah. Orange, yeah.
God, the director.
Oh,
Wes Anderson.
Thank you,
Jesus,
God.
sorry.
Any Wes Anderson film?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And he's making another animated movie.
Oh,
It's going
God.
to, I assume, be a success, just like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh,
Fantastic.
And to tie it in, to finish it out, like, this is, well, with Wes Anderson, like, that's proof that these creators want to make these things, and they're going to do well, like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
And to add on top of that, there's also other filmmakers that want to do stuff like this. I mean, for example, Jim Henson's son wants to make a movie called Happytime Murders. And this is probably the one movie idea that I'm so excited about and pretty much inspired me to make this video because shit.
It's a puppet movie, but it's also a detective noir, R-rated, hard R,
Muppets.
Muppet movie.
Muppet movie that's rated R.
Not that it features the Muppets, but, like...
And look, I understand there's already been something like this, you know, freaking Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. There's even the musical play Avenue Q that's extremely popular worldwide. This will be something that I don't know, pays an ode to those old films.
Right.
And it's gonna push the media even further. I mean, who knows what stop motion will bring into the picture
Right.
like, later
God.
in the future.
And look, like, I understand, like, you know, stuff like, there's gonna be, maybe, still haven't been 100% confirmed yet, but Space Jam 2. People excited for that. Okay? I mean, I am too, but we'll see. But then there's also gonna be Roger Rabbit 2. That's actually gonna happen.
Right.
Hopefully. I mean, Robert Zemeckis is actually, you know, pretty much putting his foot down saying, this is something I want to do, and this is something gonna happen. And obviously it'll be, you know, rated PG-13, obviously, because, you know, it's fine. But I would love to see something like the same kind of vein as that, but just, you know, like in the same sense that, you know, Roger Rabbit was based off a freaking really, really dark book, the Who Killed Roger Rabbit?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a far darker, and that's, if they actually made that movie, like adapted it picture for picture, or word for word, that is an R rating movie. Like, holy crap. So, seeing like the concept art, I don't know, this just looks interesting. It just, dark noir mixed in with Muppets, something that you pretty much grew up with Sesame Street. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, this is stuff that's been, you know, parodied in Family Guy with like a Bert and Ernie, like them being gay lovers, and then, you know, Bert's a freaking like detective who, some poor son of a bitch got his head blown off a place called Hoopers. Like, holy shit. Like, I don't know why, I just want to watch that.
But to wrap it all up too, I think our big point here is that these things are successful and people want to make them. And when you look at things like that stop motion movie just came out this year, Anomalisa, which I think was nominated for an Academy Award, it didn't do well in the box office, but it's a beautiful film. So I think people are looking at...
And that deals with very dark,
very, very dark subjects.
themes.
And I think people are looking at these things and going, that wasn't successful financially, why would we make them? But we have things like Deadpool, Sausage Party... I mean, Labyrinth, Dark Crystal. Yeah, they're making a lot of money, and they're cult classics, some of these, and...
There's an audience out there.
Yeah, you gotta make them.
So yeah, pretty much this whole video is just like an open letter saying, please make these movies. We want them.
We need the aesthetic.
God, yes.
Just the emotional turmoil of something, I don't know, even if it's, even in the beautiful light of like a Disney animated scheme, it's gonna look great. But hey, you know, take something like Kubo, which is a little bit more darker along the lines of like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Still scary enough for the children, but still very engaging for any age. Like, it just captures you. It leaves you breathless.
And again, anime has been doing this for a very long time. So we need to get on the ball.
And pretty much when people try to compare, like, oh, what's the best, you know, cartoon out there? It's always going to be just labeled freaking Cowboy Bebop, fucking not Black Lagoon, but like other shit. Like, what's the number one, like, most popular cartoon out there? It's an anime. What is it?
Oh, God. Do we even need to mention Dragon Ball Z at this point? Please.
And you know, some people say that's not the best. I'm not saying it's the best. That's the most recognizable. That's the one that everyone freaking knows.
And it's not a hard PG show either. They curse. There's blood.
There's a lot of blood, and yes, there's censored versions over here. But the point is, the source of it, they go really, really dark. They go to they talk about sex. They talk about violence. They talk about all the shit that you wouldn't want your kids watching. Yeah, we grew up with this stuff. And
I think maybe that's the most important point, though, is, I mean, we're not necessarily saying, oh, you have to have sex, you have to have violence in these films. No, not at all. You know, it's not like we're saying, oh, the angry pirate has to decapitate his parrot in order to get his order through. I mean, no. Yeah, he can talk to the parrot and say sweet words to him, make some love to him. I mean, no, that's what I would hope for anyway. But, you know, the characters on screen, just like the actors, have to portray feeling to us. They gotta make us want to know, why is this pirate decapitating his parrot? Man, maybe the parrot slept with his wife. I don't know. But seriously, like... oh, God. I don't know how you guys do this every time. I don't know.
So all we're trying to say is, yes, there's an audience out there for them. It's clear with the box office numbers. So we want more adult-oriented freaking cartoons. Not because we just want to see, you know, sexy fucking cartoons. No. Or freaking, you know, violence in cartoons. No. It's a breath of fresh air. Well, that's the video. And yeah, so there's not really much else you can say. I mean, if you haven't seen Sausage Party, there, fuck, I can never say
Sausage Party.
There, that's better. Sausage Party. Go watch
see it.
Yes. God damn it. And look, you need to go in there thinking they're going to say anything they can. They're going to get as freaking brutal and as disgusting as possible. And if you're offended by that, then don't go watch it. But if you're interested to see how far they push the limits, especially for a CGI movie, the first R-rated CGI movie, they hit that R.
You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed by this movie.
I'm surprised it didn't get an NC-17. Like, holy shit.
It definitely...
It almost did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They had to cut a few scenes out.
Remember the lavash thing I was talking about?
Okay. Okay, no spoilers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
not going to talk about it.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.